The nut shelf's too high on my guitar. What am I going to do? Let's go take it out to the shop. Hey guys, hey gals, 40 Grit here, 40 Grit Guitars. I was doing a live stream the other night, pulled this guitar out. We're just kind of talking about it. This is a LTD GL 600 MT. The cool thing about these is they were so close to the M1 that ESP stopped doing them because they came with the original Floyd. The neck is identical. Like I believe that the tiger pattern is a little bit different, but very close to the M1. And from what I've heard through the rumor mill, that the reason why they stopped doing these is because they were just too close to the M1 and you were getting them for a way lesser price. So I landed on one of these. I kind of told the story a couple live streams ago of where I got it from. But when I was telling the story, I started looking at the nut because, when I'm sitting here looking at guitars, I'll just look at stuff. I'm like, man, that nut's kind of high. So we're going to take it out to the garage this morning and to the shop and go check it out. We're going to fix this nut height. This is the LTD GL 600 MT George Lynch, and she plays fantastic. And once we get done in the shop, I'll go ahead and put her on the amp, and I'm pretty sure this is a custom 5. Let's take it out to the shop. Okay, I got the GL 600 on the bench. I brought it out. I did some pre-setup for the video shoot, and I went to go take the nut off, and guess what happened? The screw broke inside the neck. So I went ahead and got that out, but let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to show you some tips on the leveling out the Floyd nut shelf, and then we'll go through the rest of it. I'll set it back up. We'll go in and throw a demo on it real quick. Okay, so crisis averted on this one. This screw broke. There's your broken screw. The old screw. I'm going to replace these with real Floyd screws. Those are your Floyd nut shelf or not Floyd nut screws. I got the nut in there right now. It's just sliding back and forth. It's free. So I showed this tip a while ago, and people seem to like it. But if you take the tension off the bridge, I've taken the string tree off and all that stuff. But if you take the tension off the springs, block your bridge, which I have different heights depending on what I'm going to be doing. Take a Sharpie pen, run that underneath. That takes the strings off the nut, and then you have your whole work areas open. The whole work area is open there. So I've got this plugged. I had to ream it out a little bit. I'm not worried about it because once the screw gets in there, it seats. It's not going to matter that there's a little bit gone, but I had to ream that out a bit around the screw to get in there. So when you go to level a nut shelf, you're going to have, I need something that's pliable, that doesn't bend. This is one of those Starrett rulers. I just use this for my flat level surface. You're always going to want to take your moves in. Don't take them backwards, because what you'll end up doing is you'll delam this corner right here. If there's finish on the neck, you'll delam the corner. So be careful when you go into this corner. You could delam this one as well. I usually don't go that far. I'll go in. I'll check my nut and see where it's at, and then I'll take the height off. Now there's two different areas here that you can take off of. Sometimes this shelf right here, or the fretboard shelf, isn't level, so you can take your nut, put some 120 on the back of it, sticky 120, put it on back there, and then you can level out your shelf, your fingerboard shelf, just by sliding it back and forth, making sure that it's going to sit flush once you put tension on it, and it's going to sit good. So I'm just running that back and forth, and it's just taking a little bit off, which it may not be even. It may be, who knows. And then I'll just take that off. The sticker's gone, or the sandpaper's gone, and then there's my nut. So take the tension off the strings, or put tension back on the strings. Level out where you think your nut's going to be, and you're going to take a couple measurements. This one's going to be sitting with no screws and the low E slammed. Now the other night when I had it in the guitar room, the nut was sitting high on low E. So what that's telling me is is I need to screw this on and see where I'm sitting once I get this screwed on. So I'll put one screw in here. Make sure it's sitting good with side to side. That looks really good. That looks perfect where it sits right now. Then you'll seat your nut. I got a little, I don't even know what this is, but I made it seat your nut up against the shelf. Make sure it's sitting good. Look underneath. It's sitting level. And then check with, and now see, now I got distance there, which means that, okay, that's perfect. Let's go ahead. I need to drill this hole out, but everything looks good. I got one screw in. I'm going to drill this hole out real quick, get this other screw going, and then I'm going to check and see where if it's still high on the low E side. Hopefully it's not, but I haven't really taken anything off, so it's going to be. So let me drill this hole real quick, and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm not going to take very much off this. I did put the nut back on. Nut looked good. Everything looked good there. Side to side looked good. I put one screw in. If those screws start heating up, you need to drill out your hole a little bit more, because what you don't want to do is for these screws to break. I think this guitar, since the day I bought it, has just been a nuisance. I had to do a fret job on it when I got it. The frets were uneven, and ever since I've gotten this, it's just been one thing after another. And then I'm in the guitar room the other night, and I looked at the nut, and it was sitting high on the bass side. So I brought it out today, and as soon as I go to take it out, the screw breaks. So, but luckily enough, I know a guy that can fix stuff like that. So crisis averted, like I said. So everything looks good in here. It's sitting good. I sanded out the bass side a little bit. So what you're going to do is like I said, something pliable. This doesn't bend when I put tension on it. So what you'll do is you'll just take nice little moves on whatever side's high, or if the whole nut's high, you'll just take your and don't sand for too long. I mean, because I use 120 on this, 120 with a sticky back, and they come on a roll. They come on a roll. This is the same stuff that I used when I was at John Suhr. I found it online, and I buy rolls of it. So just line it up, cut it off, and you're good to go there. Sticky back. So nice. Don't delam the sides. Nice little strokes, until you get even. So I'm liking the way that it's looking right now. With regards to, I could put some sawdust in there and just hit it with super glue, but I'm not even going to worry about it because it doesn't even matter. The shelf is backing on that, so I'm going to run a screw in here. And like I said, if these screws are heating up, do not keep going because you're going to break it. So just a little tension on there, get it on there. Take your Sharpie pen out. Take the tension off the bridge. Look at your side to side. That looks good to me. Well, there's some gloss on there. How's that coming from? Get that gloss off there. It's always good to have quad zero steel wool just sitting around. That looks good. Okay, so side to side looks good. I got one screw in. I'm going to seat the nut again. Don't go banging on these too hard. Just seat the nut up against the shelf. That's going to affect intonation. Side to side looks good. Let me check the nut. That looks good. This is a R3. I put an R3 Floyd on it when I got it. It had one of those aftermarkets. This is a real Floyd nut. So it is 1 11/16. I forgot what the radius is on this guitar, but I remember it wasn't. It was not 16 nor 12. So I want to say it was. I want to say it was 15 consistent is what I think it was. Get your screw back out. That's funny. These are actually bigger and longer. So same length, but they're thicker. It looks like. So I'm just going to throw those in the trash so I don't have them sitting around thinking they're okay, because they're not. So run this other screw in, and if these start resisting or pushing back a little bit, you don't want to don't go banging on it, because you're going to break that screw in there, and you're going to have big problems. That looks really nice. Very not slammed. I still have bounce on the outside, but on the inside there's a little more radius there, which tells me that this is a 12-inch radius on the R3. So if I have higher, that means it's going to be a flatter radius than 12. So that would make sense, because I've got more bounce in the center. There's more radius on the nut, less radius on the fretboard. But that's okay, because when you're doing those Eddie Van Halen harmonics on the second fret, you're trying to grab for string. If you go too flat of a radius, it's going to be tough to grab those strings for harmonics. So this is perfect. It looks awesome. And I'm going to finish this up. We'll go in the guitar room, plug it in, make sure everything's good. And that'll be it for this one. This is, take your tension off again. Put your string tree back on. Shouldn't do any kind of screwing on these with any kind of tension because you're just going to cause problems. You can blow these screw holes out and then you're in big trouble. When you go to adjust your string tree, adjust it just enough to where the strings are laying flat on the nut. You don't have to slam these all the way down. Just make sure that there's no bounce inside your nut of the string laying on there. There's zero bounce there, and there's just a little bounce there. So that looks good. Nut is seated, nut is slammed, it's good. Everything looks perfect on this. So let's finish this up. We'll get her tuned up to pitch, do a quick checkout on this because this one's been sitting for a minute. So I'll check everything and then we'll get it back tuned up and we'll go do a test drive on her. Okay, I think she's ready for battle. Let's go ahead and check the pickup. I'm pretty sure I put a custom 5 in this. This did come with the Screaming Demon in it. So custom 5 opened up. I put a low friction EVH in there, 14.7 on the custom 5. If you haven't checked out the Seymour Duncan custom 5, surely my favorite pickup, as I've said over and over again. Alnico 5 magnet, and they just sound tremendous. And every guitar guy I've talked to, it seems like the custom 5 always comes up. So custom 5 trembucker in that TB14. Let's put a weight on it. Why not? I mean, we're out here already. The George Lynch GL600 LTD MT or whatever it's called, 7 pounds, 14 ounces. The GL600 MT. Perfect weight for me. Okay, so I've got the George Lynch in here. Let's go run through real quick. I haven't played this guitar in a minute, so let's plug it in, make sure she's all good. She feels good. Everything feels good on this guitar, so let's plug it in. Here's clean on this one. I just got a little bit of delay on the 1987 Steel Panther. Alnico 5. Let's go to Dirty Channel because that's where the fun is. All right, let's check out the GL600 MT on Dirty with the Alnico 5 Custom 5 Seymour Duncan. She's ready for the road, nuts fixed, everything's good. Let's wrap it up. Hey, thanks for stopping by today. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate all my subs. I'll be going live the next couple of days. I've got I have a day off this week, so I'll probably go live sometime this week. Please subscribe and turn your alerts on, so when I do go live, you guys will get an alert that I'm live. I love talking to you, love going over all the questions and stuff, and it's just what I enjoy doing. A quick update: I did get the Randy Rhoads Distortion Plus. I'm still contemplating what I'm going to do with this. I'm pretty sure I'm going to open it though, and then I'm going to have my buddy. I can't pull out the Randy Rhoads stuff like my buddy can. So I'm going to have my buddy come over if I end up opening this, and we'll go through some Randy Rhoads stuff. Try to dial it in on the 5150s and see if we can dial in Randy's tone. That being said, please have the alerts on when I go live, and I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks to all my subs. I'll see you guys on the next one.